Hi everyone, I am Engineer Hoist, and welcome to the weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and if you want to see all this news, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I go live. And all these guys that you're seeing showing up in the chat, they have done that because they are here right away, and I want to say hi to Tyler, Cameron, SS Destron, Dino King, Sharksy, Terry, Salazar, Gloria, Melodor, Casey, B-Mills Gaming, Optimus Prime, Ciel's, hi, I think I got that Jew on Red Alert, Sergeant Prowl Prime, lots of familiar faces here, Mega Charge, Omega, Zachary Couture, Blitzwing, a lot of our Non-Toxic Gamer Alliance people jumping in. And welcome to everybody else who's coming. If you notice, I've got a little bit of a rearrangement on the stream since I decided to go ahead. I was forced to use my iPhone the last time. I liked how it added a little bit of space, so I'm trying to take use of that space there down there. So hopefully it works out. I might play around with what's down there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But we're not here to talk about how my stream is set. We're here to talk about the news. So let's get to that. First of all, did you see that thumbnail? I love this picture of the Stunticons. We didn't really talk about last week the great picture of the Rust Renegades too, but this one is just hilarious. I love how they've got Breakdown right in the middle. He's all like, because he's got Dragstrip is using him to leapfrog, and Motormaster looks like he's giving him a noogie, and it's just hilarious. And of course, you know that explosion was caused by Wild Rider, who's or Breakneck, if you will, who's flying in from the back there too. So I just love this picture of the Stunticons. It's very, very cool. Let's go ahead and it didn't go. There we go. There's the news. Ba weep grana weep nini bong. Claim a 4-star Rust Renegade or Stunticon bot this weekend and have an exclusive preview of our upcoming new feature collections. We'll be getting to that in a little bit. And like a lot of people who've been around the game for a while, we saw this event coming. Anytime they bring out a new combiner, it's an alliance event. So to get a 4-star crystal for one of the bots in the combiner. So this weekend's event is called A New Menace. Get it? Menace, Menaceor? Right. So once again, the enigma of combination plays a major role in the Earth Wars. The Rust Renegades, united in mind and body, are ready to become a major force for justice, Victorion. The countdown to combination is ticking. And as I said earlier, this is an alliance event. It runs the normal times, Friday through Sunday. Now the bonus experience here says up to 400%. That's a little bit of a typo. The 400% is at the top zone, and that's what it ultimately works out to be. It works out to be a little more than 2 times, like 2.5 times XP. So generally it's a double XP event, but it's slightly more than a double XP. So it's a little bit of a typo. Otherwise, you got to be headquarters 4, and you have to be in alliance to get that double XP, and also to earn the rewards. Speaking of the battle zones in the event, so here we go. Look at this. A little bit more battle points per zone, so it will make it a little bit easier to complete this event, all the way from battle zone 1 through, what's this? 14? That's right, headquarters or battle zone 14. So we'll talk a little bit about that more too. This is essentially they released headquarters 16 that made the bases a lot stronger, and so now more and more people have got their bases upgraded. They decided it's time to go ahead and release zone 14, and that's making a lot of people happy. So here are the prizes for this weekend's event. Hopefully it's not too small for you. Maybe we can bring it up a little bit and scroll through. So we've got these things called Defenders Crystals. There's, I think, 6 of them available, plus a whole bunch of 2-star shards and 3-star shards and Spark all throughout the event. And then, of course, if you get all the way to the max points for your alliance, at 280,000 alliance points, you get a 4-star Victorion or Menace crystal. And a little more info on what each of the crystals do. Each Defender's crystal contains one of the following: a 5 Mark III Smart Bombs, or Incendiary Barrage, or Orbital Strike, or Force Field Battle Boosts, or it will give you 5 Bronze Power Core chips, or 5 Silver Power Core chips. So that's what you get from the Defender's crystals. And then, of course, the 4-star crystal is a guaranteed 4-star. Notice it doesn't say guaranteed new 4-star. Dupes are a possibility. Guaranteed 4-star Rust Renegade or a 4-star Stunticon, which means it's limited to 4 stars of those bots that they have listed. Of course, for Victorion, that would be Pyromagna, Rust Dust, Jumpstream, Dust Up, Stormclash, and Skyburst. And for Menace, it is Motormaster, Dragstrip, Dead End, Breakdown, and Breakneck. So once again, you got to get 280,000 points as an alliance. That's an average of 7,000 points per player if you have a full alliance of 40 members. So that's it for the event. The next thing is the new feature collections. And if you saw in the update, they did kind of give a hint of this in the description of the most recent update to the game, collections. So now we'll learn a little bit more about what collections are. So they're saying, while finalizing the new combiners in Zone 14, they've also been hard at work on a completely different feature, and they think we'll like it. It's called Bot Collection. So you can see here, there's little pictures of the Dinobots, the Beast Wars collection, the Aerial Bots collection, the Rust Renegades collection, and so that looks pretty cool. And here's a little bit more about it. So there's if you like stats, you're gonna like this, because it actually shows you how many you have. And this also, you can kind of see, it breaks it down by Autobot teams and Decepticon teams. So it does keep track. If you play with the factions, like if you're an Autobot account and you collect Decepticons as well, it does keep track of that as well. So that looks pretty cool. It keeps track of how many Prime Cores that you have, how many 1 stars, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars that you have. And combiners, it even keeps track of that. Now, there was a little question, why does it say 8 combiners? There's only 4 per side. And I think what we finally landed on is that there's 3-star combiners and 4-star combiners. So I would imagine if you do manage to have the 4-star combiner, you had to get the 3-star too. So I think that would count as 2. So I think this is really cool. I can't wait to see this in the game itself. But wait, that's not it. So if you tap on any of those teams, you actually get to go in and see the bots listed sort of like a squad. Except this isn't a squad that you can go use in a game. It doesn't appear. But you can see they've got the Dinobots here. It's kind of funny. The Dinobots are all like, rah, and Strafe's just like, and then, of course, you got the Combaticons there, who form Bruticus there down at the bottom. And so that's pretty cool. But that's not all. What would a big collection of awesome bots be if you couldn't show it off? You got all that covered as well. There will be an all-new leaderboard and tier rankings for collections, so you can compare yourself with other players and see how far up the ladder you are. And they promise to give a sneak peek of that and more in tomorrow's stream on the Transformers Earth Wars YouTube channel and Twitch and wherever else they stream. I just know of those two. Facebook also, they do stream on their Facebook page. Okay, and so here's a little bit more about the Zone 14. It's finally time. Many have asked for it, and by the end of this week, they plan to deliver right on time for the upcoming event, Zone 14. It's aimed at the top players and will face a new level of difficulty with rewards fitting to it. The main changes are Zone 13 is now capped to 12,000 medals. Previously, it was 18,000, I think. But Zone 14 now allows you to go as high as 20,000 800,000 medals. That's way more than I've got. I'm sitting at about 63.95 right now. Not about. That's exactly what it says. I just looked at it. And drastically increased resource rewards. Look at that, from 1 million energon to 1.8 million energon, and from 1.2 million alloy to 2 million alloy from Zone 13 to Zone 14. So that's quite a bit more resources. So it might be worth taking a gander in there and at least go and trying to get some resources. But if you don't mind so much about losing medals, once you get slammed and destroyed by the base that you go and attack. But here's a kicker, and it's one thing I'm happy about, one thing I think a lot of other people are happy about, because I do battle in Zone 12 right now. I'm not strong enough even to get into Zone 13, and with all of this, they are going to drop the difficulty of Zone 12 back to what it was prior to the Headquarters 16 update. Because when the Headquarters 16 update came out, they had to change the difficulty, and Zone 12 actually got a little bit harder. And for a lot of people who were barely in Zone 12, found it almost impossible to win. Luckily, I was a fairly strong Zone 12 player, so I didn't lose that much, but I did lose more than I was used to. So it's good to see that it's going back to normal. And I think Zone 11 got a little bit harder. I would guess that's going to go back to normal as well. And also, I don't know if you paid attention the last couple of days this week on the Transformers Earth Wars Facebook page, they were giving out links as they celebrated the new combiners, 6 links in total that you could click on and earn in-game gifts. They gave some Ore 13 and some Spark and some Power Core chips, bronze Power Core chips, and the last one gave a silver Power Core chip. Now, unfortunately, the last link, which gave the silver Power Core chip, didn't work when they first posted it, but it has been worked out. And so you can go over to the Facebook page and go check out all those links. And they also did say you can claim until tomorrow at 9 p.m. UTC. Didn't do the math beforehand. I'm sure you could do the math. That's probably, let's see, probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon Eastern time. So earlier in the day, obviously, if you're more towards the West Coast in the U.S. And I'm sorry if you're in some other country, it varies all around. So just, there you go, 9 p.m. UTC, you can do the math to figure out what it is in your time zone. And also, one thing we found is when you opened up those links, the Ore 13 went straight into the storage, and if you happen to have maxed Ore 13, it was basically lost. So a lot of people complained about that, and they're actually going to fix that and add the Ore 13 to your inventory so you can use it at a later time if you happened to open the link, and they plan to do that on Thursday as well, prior to their stream, which happens at, I think it's 5 p.m., 4 p.m. UTC, which is noon Eastern time. So, can you hear that ticking sound? It's the countdown to combination. So, I have a feeling that's what their stream is going to be called on YouTube. Alright, so that's it for the news. Let's get back over to the game. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. Yeah, I saw a lot of chat going, so hi everybody. If I didn't say hi to you before, hello to you now. So no 4-star shards, no, but if you got a strong alliance and you can get to that 280,000 alliance total, you get a 4-star crystal. So that's probably why there's no 4-star shards. Let's see. Okay. In the Autobots Non-Toxic Gamers Alliance, there's only one Non-Toxic Gamers Alliance, so if you're in a smaller Non-Toxic Gamers Alliance, that is not an official Non-Toxic Gamers Alliance. There is only one Non-Toxic Gamers Alliance that's official, and that's the one that I'm the commander of, and it is full at the moment. But we'll see how it goes this weekend during the event, because we almost always find people who decided to quit playing the game, especially since it's been 2 weeks since we've had an Alliance event. So never know. Always keep a lookout, but you got to look for the one that's got Engineer Hoist or Eng Hoist as the commander. All right, so let's see. Like Razor Quake, who's Alexander Rose. Oh no, it's going to be the Volcanicus event, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Terry Salazar hoping you get the Rust Dust in the 4-star crystal. Yeah, me too, man. That's the one I need. But you know, but she's, even though it's a 4-star crystal from a Rust Renegade, I think the relative rareness of the bots is still going to apply. So I think the Motormaster would be hard to get for the Decepticons, and Rust Dust and Skyburst would probably still be hard to get for the Autobots. Hello, Reese Rivera. Good to see you. And Optimus Prime says instead of 360,000 points, it's 280,000 points. Yes, they actually, I was surprised. I was expecting 360k, because that's what they've been doing for a lot of these big time events, and they dropped it down to 280k. And not only that, they actually increased the amount of points that you get per battle zone, so it's even easier for some of the mid-tier alliances to get to that 280,000 points. Now, obviously, the guys who you usually see in the top 5, they'll probably be done in about an hour. Maybe not that fast, but pretty fast, I'm sure. And I know a lot of the alliances who have like the family of alliances, a lot of the top guys, once they've actually finished their event, they'll actually go and jump down and help out some of the other lower alliances. So it's very cool that people do that. And there's even some who actually will go and jump over to other unaffiliated alliances, and I think that's very cool. I love that bit about the that community, helping out the community in this game, because we're all in it together. We're all here to have a good time and have fun. So Reese Rivera says he's got a 4-star Razor Claw, but still no Rampage. Hey, you got the hard one. Razor Claw is a tough bot to get. He's the equivalent to Grimlock on the Autobot side, and you should consider yourself lucky. Rampage will come to you. Let's see. William says loves the collection thing. So many classic team-ups. Oh, you spent $10 and got a 4-star Wheeljack. Oh, speaking of that, I got 20 crystals in there, and you know, I don't know if you noticed, I've got Wheeljack as my avatar right now. So who do you think I'm gonna be? Who do you think these crystals are for? That's right, I got a Wheeljack bundle here. So let's go ahead and see what we can get from Wheeljack. Yes, they are Wheeljack crystals, so we've got 20 of them to get through. Obviously, you know, not only is it Wheeljack give you a little bit better chance at a Wheeljack, and I am looking for that 4-star because I've got the 3-star. That's how I've got the avatar. But I don't have a 4-star healer, and I really do want a 4-star healer. So we're gonna go for that. But you know, any other Autobot is still available in here, so you never know. I might get Rust Dust. Probably not, but hey, let's go find out. Let's get going. Alright, to start off, we get a duplicate Sunstreaker. Gives us some Optimus Maximus Spark. Second crystal. Thought about it for a second. Oh, but it's just a duplicate Mirage. Some more Optimus Maximus Spark. Are these Optimus Maximus crystals or what? Third one is a duplicate Star Saber. We got another, 2-star Wheeljack? When did that happen? He was, what, huh? What? 2-star Wheeljack. He wasn't ever in, they must have just added the 2-star Wheeljack to the game. I'll take it, you know, hey, you know, so I was thinking it was a duplicate, and then all of a sudden Wheeljack pops out. Hey, cool, man, cool. More bots is a good thing. So cool, it's a new bot to get leveled up. It's weird because he's not even down on the team. I saw some people posting that they saw a 2-star Wheeljack. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's gotta be from beta or something. But hey, there you go. 2-star Wheeljack is there. So it's really weird that happened. And then we get a 3-star first aid. Okay, so here we go. Duplicate Cosmos. 2-star Wheeljack, that's weird. Alright, so there's a Snarl duplicate. And there's a Sky Dive. I almost said Sky Burst. It's thinking about it. No, it's just a jump stream. But hey, I'll take that Victorion Spark. Absolutely will take that Victorion Spark. Thank you very much. There's another duplicate Mirage. And there's a duplicate Pyra Magna with some more Victorion Spark. Very cool. Duplicate Optimus Primal. 2 stars are evil. No, they're not. There's a duplicate Wheeljack, a 2-star duplicate Wheeljack. So there we go. We're already getting the duplicate 2-star Wheeljacks. All right. And there's Drift. Duplicate, of course. We got, what, 6 more of these left? And another Snarl. At least I don't have to feel like they're teasing me with that guy anymore. Thought about it, but just gave us another duplicate Wheeljack. 3-star the Wheeljack this time, though. And a Rejuvenate, Silver Rejuvenate core. That's nice. I have to think about who I want to put that on. Oh, I thought it was going to give it to me. But nope, gave me another Wheeljack. 3 more to go. 3 more to go. Dupe City. Well, not entirely Dupe City. I did get that 2-star Wheeljack. And we got a few more 2-star Wheeljacks, too. So, yeah, Dupe City. Hey, there's some Victorion Spark. I'll definitely take that. And one last chance at that 4-star Wheeljack. Thinking about it. No! But it's a Wheeljack, and it's a 3-star Wheeljack duplicate again. So, hey, you know, if I didn't have that 3-star, that was two chances at him right there. So, they can't say it was false advertising. We got plenty of 2 stars and a couple of 3 stars even there. So, I don't know. Maybe next time I'll get it. Just about maxed out my Energon. I was saving it up just in case I got that Wheeljack so I can go level them up. Alright, so we got some replays of people dropping here. Dino King saying, for the stream, power overhaul. Okay, let's go see what this is, huh? Emerald Gaming asking, how do I feel about 1-stars? And, well, 1-stars are good, they get you going, but they get useless after a very quick while, I mean, because they max out at 20. So I did eventually go and max all of them out, even though I didn't need to. But they haven't seen any action since then. Let's see, so who do we got here? Oh, that's a 3-star Prime and a 3-star Ultra Magnus, 3-star Grimlock, 3-star Slug, 3-star Alpha Bravo, 4-star Jetfire, and a 4-star Drift. Yeah, that is a pretty powerful team you got going in there, Dino King. Oh, but Megatron stopped them. Oh, and there's Drift. I think that's one of the things they're working on, where Drift and Barricade now just kind of jump straight up and don't go anywhere. Oh, he's got Magnus over there getting that mortar. Oh, and it's down. All right, excellent. Oh, you got lucky having that beam laser down for maintenance, though. Oh, what's happened? Where is Ultra Magnus going? Why didn't he go to the headquarters? That's weird. Did Prime call him or something? He's going way down here. What is Ultra Magnus thinking? At least you got Prime and the other guys over there working their way towards the headquarters. Finally, Ultra Magnus and Grimlock are coming over. Come on, guys, you're slacking. Better go get those build bots too while you're at it. Yep. Alright, only one thing left, guys. Let's get to the headquarters. You sure you don't want to stop and destroy that wall while you're at it? Oh, okay, we're going to fast forward here because that headquarters is toast. Thanks for sharing, Dino King. That was pretty funny. Yeah, William. He's just no 2-star Wheeljack in the MIA thing. I checked that earlier when I saw that going around. So that's weird that I saw no. There was no Wheeljack saying that he was MIA, but hey, there he was when we saw him multiple times. Smallville, NonToxic Gamer coming in. What's going on, man? Let's see. Who was saying they got some a little farther down? I saw. Okay, let's see. Oh, Dirty Spot, I see you asking what level did I get my Victoria on to? Oh, just got her to level 1. It's I was a little shy of the 3,000 to get her to level 2. I might have it now. Let's see. Oh, I liked this win from Blitzwing. This is what happens when you group your defenses together. Colonel Novak asking, how am I doing on the Studio Series? I only have one from the Studio Series, but it's a good one. I got Grimlock. Yes, fantastic toy. That Grimlock. Check this out. Look at that Jazz going right there. A couple of mortars and a laser. Boom, gone. This is why you don't group your defenses, guys. Because Jazz will just take them out like it's nothing. Ooh, long shot all the way through from Warpath. That's a 3-star Warpath. Congrats, man. I only got the 2-star. Oh, look, you got my 4-star Wheeljack. Oh, great. That's okay. I actually have 4-star Wheeljack on my free-to-play account, too. So it's actually got that. That was like one of the very first bots I pulled. It was insane luck. Yeah, so there's another thing to do with the group defense is to send Strafe in there and just damages them quite a bit. It makes it very weak. And Jazz took out a few more. Oh, and then it's just a matter of time. We're going to go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this. Yes, very cool, very cool. All right. Oh, Colonel Novak's getting the Optimus, the Studio Series. Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out. Man, and when I went to the store the other day, I went looking for him, and I seeing what kind of Studio Series I could find. I could only find one. Let's go ahead and see if we can move this over here and get him in the line. We'll move Victorion and Menace off to the side a little bit and try to not have Blackjack fall off of his chest or have him fall over completely. There we go. Look at this guy. He is an absolute monster. So very cool. This is like probably one of the best movie toys out there. And I mean, he's got this huge mace for an arm. And even from the back, he's just, I mean, a lot of people say it's like, oh, don't worry about the back. It doesn't, who displays him from the back? But I mean, but seriously, even if you did, you could do that with this guy because he looks amazing. I mean, he's even got like 2 full dino heads on his shoulders because it's really cool how one of them actually kind of splits in half and forms his tail. So this is where I've got on my, this is as far as I've gotten on the Studio Series. That's my 7-star Grimlock right there, 7-star Grimlock. I only say that because he's got a 7. He was like the 7th of the Studio Series, so 7-star Grimlock. I know, terrible. So that's what I got for the Studio Series. About as big as Combiner Wars Victorion. Well, yeah, let's head back over there. We'll actually do a little. Well, let's get. He was standing in front of her. Let's actually get them right next to each other. So you can see, and she's kind of squat. I've got her kind of squatting down in a pose. So he's not quite as tall. But he is a leader class, so he is one of the bigger individual Transformers. So he's a big bot. He is a big bot, absolutely for sure. Not quite as big as the Combiners, but he is a big bot, and oh man, he is awesome. So definitely, if you guys can find him and you can afford him, get him. So, but if you don't like the movies, then you're not going to want him, then that's fine. So, yeah, okay, let's see. Who is the best bot in the game? Well, that really kind of depends on what you want to, what you're trying to do. Star Saber is pretty awesome. Grimlock's pretty awesome. Optimus Prime's great. Strafe is great. Talk about the Autobots, and it applies equally to the Decepticons, Megatron and Deathsaurus and Scourge. So the key to being successful when you're attacking, though, is really you got to kind of combine that. Not combine them. You gotta have kind of teams. Some bots are very complementary to each other. For like especially Jazz, especially when he's first starting to level up, he may not be strong enough to take out like a large group. But if you pair him with Cliff Jumper and you fire off Cliff Jumper's glass gas to that spot first, and then follow up with Jazz's orbital strike, boom, clears it out. So I've definitely used that a lot on my free-to-play account, where the Jazz and Cliff Jumper are a little bit weaker. They're just 2 stars. Works very well. Another thing you can do is if you have air raid, you can put the air raid, drop his bomb on a defense that's nearby where you're going to hit with Jazz. Don't drop it right in the center and hit on the exact same spot, because that kind of defeats the purpose. But if you were to drop Jazz, like say for example, if you were to drop Jazz aiming at this mortar right here, you'd want to put the air raid bomb probably right next to it on this, because then that extends how much damage that you actually do. So that's a common thing I see people doing wrong, is aiming the air raid and the Jazz at the exact same spot. You want them off a little bit. So keep an eye on that. What does Nightbot have to ruin everything? Oh, you guys just get excited and don't put quite so many exclamation points. I think that's what I see him saying, where it says spamming symbols. So that's what you got. That's what you got to do. So let's see. Let's go back here. What's the easiest way to Motor Master or Onslaught? Luck and open a lot of crystals. There's really no trick to getting any particular bot. I joke about having the avatar helping my luck, and it did kind of work out there for that snarl, but that was complete luck. It really had absolutely nothing to do with it. But you know what? Why not? You know. So hey, Texatron, good to see you, man. He's got some tips for setting up your squads too. He's saying have at least 1 warrior, 1 special, 2 air, and 2 gunners, and a medic. That's a good way to do it. I like having this well spread out squads myself. A lot of people, there's all sorts of different ways you can do it, and that might be a good idea for a video. So I was actually just running some Decepticons here recently. So here's what I ended up putting together. So you can see I'm kind of doing what Texatron said there. I've got Armada Megatron and Barricade as my tanks, the warriors. Hook is my medic, Breakdown, Drag Strip, and Vortex are some gunners, and I got Slipstream as air attack. Not the best in the world. This is my top Decepticon squad. So I've got Deathsaurus, Galvatron, and Dead End are kind of the warriors. Swindle and Longhaul are the gunners, and I guess Hunger down there is a warrior too. And then I got Starscream, and they do really well. But this is my A team here. Why they're on squad 8, I don't know. But you can again see no medic on here, but I'm less than a day away from having 8 spots on this team, and that's why I was really hoping to get that Wheeljack, because he was going to go right on this team. That's my medic. But I've got the 3 warriors there, I got the 1 gunner, and then I got my 3 flyers. And this team works really well for me. It helps that they're all 4-star and very strong. But if we scroll through the rest of my team, so you can see here, I've got a gunner, a couple of flyers, and a few tanks there. That's my 3-star Optimus Prime. He's almost at level 50. He's just down there kind of anchoring the team. Here we go again. We got a medic, 3 tanks, and a few gunners, only because I ran out of flyers, really, by the time I put this team together. And here we go again. We've got a couple of really strong tanks with that Pyromagnon Slog. Backed up, there's my 3-star Wheeljack that we got a couple of duplicates of. There's Hot Rod, he's kind of a special. And we've got a couple of gunners and Skydive as my flyer. So there's that. And another example, we've got a couple of flyers, mostly tanks. No gunners on this team. But they do okay. Rust Dust is she's a special, not really a gunner. But when she goes and throws out that incendiary barrage, I I love that ability, actually, the incendiary barrage. Every time I do that, I'm just thinking of that one time in the very first Transformers movie when Epps, he's on the walkie-talkie, he's like, "Bring the rain!" You know, so there's a so that's very cool. And this is my B squad right now. Again, you can see some tanks, a gunner, and a couple of flyers. I actually had Sunstreaker on here for a while, but I have Sunstreaker actually over here running a very small squad. Sunstreaker and Skyburst are going in with Sideswipe into Zone 9 and just kind of tearing up the place, doing some power leveling. So there's a quick rundown of my current squads. So, but that's just what I do, and there's depending on what bots you have, it's going to depend on what squads that you make up. So you're not going to want to make the top power, because if I went just by power, let's go look in here. So if I just went by power, I'd have, you know, Star Saber, Optimus Prime, Grimlock, Optimus Primal, Jumpstream, and then Strafe. And well, I couldn't do another Optimus Prime, so I'd go Slug. And then if I go for an 8th bot, I couldn't do Grimlock again, I'd go Slog. So what you'd end up having there is pretty much all tanks, although I guess you could say Star Saber is kind of a flyer, even though he flies very low to the ground. I don't know, is he like Silverbolt, afraid of heights or something? And you do have Strafe. But no gunners, no medics, so it's not all about putting the strongest bots on your team. It's about getting a good mix. So, let's see. Alright. What else we got going on here? Gamer Wolf YT, how you doing, man? Alexander Rose said you had a glitch where you could unlock Lugnut's avatar on an Autobot account. Yeah, that would be a mistake. I know they were having trouble where the Elita 1 avatar would disappear for a little bit, so that might have had something to do with it too. And he's also saying a little ways back, I once opened about 20 free crystals and all I got was a 3-star Mirage, but I'm not complaining. That was a while ago. And yeah, I mean, the fact that you even got a 3-star Mirage is actually really cool. I mean, you could go through 50 free crystals and not get a single 3-star. So the fact that you got one, that was pretty lucky. Colonel Novak saying he's got the con version of Skyburst, which is Onslaught. Yep, very cool. I got him too. Yeah. Alright, so is there anything else to talk about? I think we might wrap up here a little soon. You know, I've been working on, one of the reasons why I have the Decepticon squad there is I've actually been kind of going through bases looking for who's got different Outpost bots, and because I'm working on a video to try to a couple of videos actually, because I'm going to work on who I think are the best bots to put in the Outpost, and also the worst bots to put in the Outpost. So I've definitely seen some bots in there that you really shouldn't have in an Outpost. Some of them are obvious, like medics, although I have seen them. But some of them aren't quite so obvious. You know, you might think that they're a strong bot and they're worth putting in there, but really they probably are not the best bots to have in there. Who I currently have in there, Jumpstream. Any strong high health warrior is great, especially if you put them near where there's a bunch of, now that's a poor place for Outpost, but if you put them anywhere near where there's other defenses like shock towers or cannons or missile launchers or anything that can cause damage, because what it does is it slows down the other bots. Meanwhile, even though your Outpost bot may not be doing a lot of damage, everything else is doing damage to them. And Star Saber, of course, is another one. He's a strong bot, plus he stuns them. So that's another strong one. Strafe, everybody has a Strafe or a Scourge in one of their Outposts for a reason, because he's awesome. They hop up in the air, takes no damage from any of the bots while he's up there until they fire off 18 shots. And if you're a single attacking bot who's unfortunate enough to be within that little circle of Strafe or Scourge, your chances of survival are slim. And I also got Hound in there. So I've actually had gone in, and Drag Strip has actually been he's taken out some too, because they fire off, I forget how many of them, but I mean, if it's targeting just a single bot, boom, 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 dead. So those are some good thoughts. Gunners just in general are very good. Especially like near a headquarters or whatever, because if you have a bot that goes past them, they get focused on the headquarters, and meanwhile the gunners just like blah 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 blah, and just takes them out. And it's oh, I hate it when I see that, and I don't have some way to do it, like with a another special ability or something. But so. All right, so you guys want to see some more replays? Yeah, we can go see some more replays. Silverbolt, you're a jet. You shouldn't be scared of heights. Well, yeah. Well, that was kind of the thing because his personality component in the G1 cartoon that came from, because he was originally, or not his personality component. It was actually like the body that they used to make Silverbolt. When Vector Sigma actually brought them all to life, the body that he used was a low-flying cargo transport, so he never had to go up high like a lot of the other aerial bots. So he did so he was scared of heights. But you know what? Being the true Autobot that he was, when one of his teammates was in trouble, he got over it. He flew up there and he rescued him. So. Oh, there we go. Oh, Crackshot 48 saying, "Oh, base look." He's absolutely right. There we go. Let's see. Let's go take a look at that. Thank you for reminding me. Alright, so this is Crackshot 48 from our Non-Toxic Gamers. I'm still thinking of a way for people who are not in our alliance to be able to get me some bases for reviews. It's going to involve a screenshot somehow, and I think I have it figured out, and I'll let y'all know in another video so how you can do that. Okay, so we're taking a look at Crackshot 48, and so you got all of this down here. Okay, so first let's go ahead and take a look here. So you see these mortars that you got right here around your headquarters? They'll do okay as the attacking bots are approaching, but if anybody rushes in and they're able to get rid of that shock tower and laser, the mortars are going to sit there and just do this and look stupid, because they're too close to the headquarters. They won't actually target any bot that's at your headquarters, so you should move them farther away from your headquarters. The shock tower, the beam laser, they're good there. Let's see, and your laser turrets here too, and yeah, you got a couple of them that just have attack instead of the air. So these two guys here should actually catch any bots that they've got. So you can see how the circle kind of hits the edge of the headquarters. So any bot that's right there in the front of the headquarters that's attacking it, they should pick him up or her and cause some damage. Whereas this guy, he's only going to attack anybody who flies over. But I will tell you, you should probably pull these other defenses back a little bit, because if I drop a bot over here by on the right hand side, they're going to go into this one, and then they'll be easy to bounce right over to here. So you're going to skip this cannon, and probably both of those outposts. So that's one of the things about putting the defenses spread out like that. It's real easy to skip and not have to deal with them. So yeah, but so yeah, that definitely I'd pull all those other defenses here back, and I'd definitely move those mortars away from the headquarters. So there you go, Crackshot. Let's see. Oh, Texatron saying no kickback, no Bumblebee in an outpost. You know, Bumblebee with the kickback, I agree. Bumblebee, he can be effective with because he's got that EMP blast, so he can stun them too. I mean, that's about all he'll contribute, but not terrible. Let's see. Optimus Prime saying Star Saber Strafe, Hotspot. Yes, Hotspot is also a good Outpost bot because he throws up that reflective shield, so that when the other bots try to attack him, they'll actually end up hurting themselves. So yeah, that's a good one. He's on my list of good bots to put in Outpost. I just don't have him. I don't have a 4-star Hotspot to put in there. Otherwise, I might have him in there instead of Jumpstream. Jeremy Plays, what's up, man? Yeah, Razorquake says he's got Bumblebee on his Outpost. He's not too bad. Alita 1, yes, I think Alita 1 would be an excellent Outpost bot because she flies to whoever it is, especially if you can get them early when all the bots are still grouped up like everybody seems to do, and you can drop them. You can drop bots all through this whole area, but most people, including myself, tend to drop them all in the same spot, just tap 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 tap, and they all go. So if they if an Outpost is triggered with Alita 1. And they're all still grouped, she's going to fly over there, boom, damage and stun everybody. So I wouldn't put it too close to the beginning though, because they'll be too far away and the stun wouldn't really help them get damaged by all the other defenses. But Alita 1 definitely would be a good one. Let's see. Let's see. Jeremy Plays trying to make me jealous, says his friend's got a 4-star. Nah. Oh, yeah. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous of my free-to-play account. I ended up getting a 3-star on that free-to-play account. It's still just a 2-star on this one. That's how it goes. Just like I got the 4-star Wheeljack over on that account, and I actually got that 4-star Wheeljack on that account before I got the 3-star Wheeljack on this one. It was so funny because Wheeljack was the only bot that I didn't have on this account at the time, and then I had just started that account because I wanted to kind of go through the progression again and see how it's like to be free to play. And I did use a VIP bundle, which gave me like 6 crystals and a 2-star prow. And out of those 6 crystals, I pulled 3-star Windblade and 4-star Wheeljack. It was unbelievable how lucky that was. But that really was what it was. It was complete luck. But I was cracking up when I saw that Wheeljack come through, and I hadn't even got him on the other account. So yeah, it was pretty funny. Laser Prime is another good one for the Outpost. Yeah, it's multiple targets for a while. And yeah, Laser Prime could, or Armada Megatron for the Decepticons can definitely take down a single bot or even a whole squad. Definitely. Yeah, now I have 2-star Wheeljack. Yeah. Free-to-play account sounds like free-to-play on Team Fortress 2. I've heard of Team Fortress 2, but I haven't played it, so I don't know what that means over there. Basically, what I mean by that is I haven't spent any money on it, because obviously I spent way too much money on this one, but that's how I've been able to open up so many crystals and things like that. But on that one, I haven't spent a single dime. So I'm still rolling with 2 build bots, and definitely, if you're going to spend any money on there, get a build bot bundle, because that is probably the best money that you'll spend, is getting a build bot, getting even just a 3rd build bot. Let's see. Jeremy Plays says past 20 Autobots with 3 stars. Should you use 3-star crystals for cons? It depends on what you want to do. If you want to start collecting Decepticons, then sure, go ahead. But when you open up those 3-star crystals on your Autobot account, you could get a new 3-star Autobot that you don't have, or even if it's a duplicate, that gives you 94 star shards and gets you closer to a 4-star crystal. So you got to kind of weigh: do I want to potentially get a 4-star shards, or do I just want a new 3-star Decepticon? Depends on how many squads you have and how often you play your Decepticons. Yeah, I ended up using the 3-star crystals on Decepticons a lot, and now that I think about it, I probably lost out on a 4-star crystal by how many 3-star crystals I used on Decepticons that were going to be guaranteed dupes. So it does kind of depend on what your goals are in the game. And that's one of the nice things about the game is you can really play it however you want. Do you want to collect bots? Obviously, they've got the whole new collections feature that'll show you how many bots you have and things like that. Or do you want to, because a lot of players, like you see in the top alliances, maybe not like the super top players or whatever, but there's a lot of people who focus on one squad, and they get one squad really powerful, really powerful. They can get in, they hit zone 12, zone 13, and then they have a lot of bots that are low level, or maybe even they'll focus on 2, 3, 4, or 5 squads, and then just ignore every other bot. Like their 1 stars, except for the ones that they started the game with, are probably at level 1. All of their 2 stars that they get from these events are probably a level 1 because they never use them. And again, that's fine. Me, I like to level my bots. All of my 1 stars are maxed. All of my 2 stars are more than level 30. And all of my 3 stars are... Well, there's a couple left. I haven't quite got to 40. But they're at 40 or above. Most of them are waiting for research because it's a 3-day upgrade, and all of my 4 stars are at 40 or greater. I've got like 3 of them, I think, still. So you can see, let's go back through the star rating. So obviously I've got Skyburst there. She's at level 40 something, and all of my 4 stars, all of these guys are level 40 or higher. The ones that are 40 are Huffer, Smokescreen, and Silverbolt because they still need research. Grimlock is my first bot to 50. That's why he's needing research. He's my first one at 50. And Prime would have been there too, but I dropped him a little bit lower, so he's getting pretty close. And then all these other 3 stars just about are greater than 40, or all these guys that need research, they're at 40. Springer, I think, is still getting there. He's almost there. Slog's getting there. See, Sideswipe, I'm working on him right now. And Cosmos is getting close. And Smokescreen. So just a handful of 3 stars are not quite at 40 yet, but all of these 2 stars, they're all greater than 30. They've all been hit 30 and been researched. Well, not all of them, because I got Wheeljack to work on now. Except for Wheeljack, who I just got and haven't used yet. They're all 30 or greater. So there's Powerglide 31. And there's all my 1 stars. They're all maxed at 20. So... But I like to do that. I like to use the bots. I like the different abilities and things like that, and I just like to level them. So, what bots do I still need? You want to see Jeremy plays? Yeah, I guess we can go down and look at that. We've looked at that before. It hasn't changed a whole lot. Even adding that 2-star Wheeljack didn't take him off of the bots that I'm missing. So there we go. Is it coming across pretty well? Yeah, it's coming across not too bad. So there's those 4 or 5 stars that I haven't got because I did get Skyburst. But there's that Rust Dust. It's like the first one in line. They know I need Rust Dust. And then Sea Spray, Sideswipe, Prowl, Ratchet, Rodimus Prime, Skylynx, Bumblebee, Windblade, Blaster, Ultra Magnus, Warpath, Wheeljack, First Aid, Cosmos, Drift, Cliff Jumper, Alita 1, Gnaw, Cheetor, Perceptor, Laser Optimus, Hotspot, Jetfire. And then the 3 stars that I'm missing are Gnaw, Warpath, and Alita 1. So that's it. And Decepticons too. I got a fair amount of Decepticons, but we can look at them at another time. So let's see. Skydive would be a good Outpost bot. Yeah, I've seen Skywarp, who's the equivalent of Skydive in Outpost, and they do pretty good because they'll drop that acid bombs on you. It really only affects 1 bot though, so I like to go with the ones that can affect more if you can. Viper would probably be a good one if you have him on the Decepticons, and there is no equivalent of Viper on the Autobots that has that like the Power Glide ability, but with the acid. Because he'll hit all of the bots that are nearby. Let's see, who do you think have the most combiners, Autobots, or Decepticons? That includes all the series and the Japanese series. Well, I'm not really familiar with all the Japanese series, but I can tell you the Decepticons, I'm pretty sure, have more combiners. Because some of the counterparts for the Decepticon combiners for the Autobots are not a combiner. Like, for example, Devastator doesn't really have an Autobot counterpart unless you want to consider the Dinobots, although I guess they're a combiner now, too. And, let's see, Predaking's counterpart in the cartoon and the comics and all that was always Skylynx, and he's not a combiner unless you consider the Lynx and the Bird, so I guess you could almost consider that, but, you know, maybe he's a triple changer, too. And, let's see, no, Devastator, who was I saying? No, Devastator is Omega Supreme. What am I thinking? I guess kind of the Dinobots too. But then you got Superion, Menace, Bruticus, Defensor, and then you got the Seacons, who don't really have an Autobot account, even though I don't think they showed up in the G1 cartoon in the US. So... Superion is asking, if I had all the Autobots in the game and maxed them out, is that good? Since now you don't have to research them until a new bot comes. Well, you know, if you have all of the bots, I mean, if you've literally unlocked all of them and you've got all of them maxed, what are you really working towards? Because, I mean, especially... I don't think anybody's actually there yet, because it would be extremely difficult and you would probably have to dump, like, tons of money to get there. But imagine if you had a maxed HQ16 base, like everything is maxed, all your walls, everything is maxed at HQ16 level, and you had literally every Autobot in the game maxed, like all the 1-stars, all the 2, all the 3, all the 4s, and all the 5s, all maxed. And say all I can say is, well, what about your abilities? Have you got all the abilities maxed? Say if you get all of those. Okay, well, now you go to Decepticons. What if you get all of those and all of those maxed too? If you've got everything and everything's maxed, you're done. What else is there to do? The good news is that's practically impossible to do. So there's always something to do. So... Jeremy Plays expected me to need a lot less. You know, but to be honest with you, I thought I needed more. I didn't even realize it until like the other day. I actually have more 4-stars than I'm missing. I couldn't believe it when I actually added it all up. I'm like, holy cow! So, just a reminder again of how much money I spent. So, and yeah, definitely the money will help you out, but you got to make sure that you can afford it, because you got to be able to meet all of the things you do. I'm very lucky that I am able to afford it, so please don't try to think that, you know, I'm being irresponsible, and please don't you be irresponsible. So if I ever get to the point where I can't afford it, I'm done spending, you know. And this is really about Transformers is really the only thing I spend money on, toys in the game. So that's not a requirement, you know. Obviously I get my food, I take care of my house, I take care of my dogs and all that stuff. So let's see, Superion, why does Devastator get beaten by other combiners in G1? Because the other combiners were the new toy. That's why. You could always tell it's because, you know, like, think about the Dinobots. When the Dinobots were first made, they were indestructible. You know, they would shoot the lasers, the same gun. Megatron would shoot his fusion cannon at the Dinobots, and it would just bounce off. There was nothing. Even Optimus Prime, when he was made in what was it, in War Dawn, when the Aerobots went back in time, and he was Orion Pax, and Alpha Trion went back, reconfigured him. Now he's Optimus Prime. He's all super. I'm like a, you know, inspiring warrior, and Megatron's like, who are you? Oh, I'm just going to take you out. Shoots his fusion cannon at Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime just stands there and doesn't even flinch. Blink! It goes straight off. Yet then when they're battling in the movie, Megatron hits him with a rock and he gets hurt. So it's all a matter of what's fitting the storyline and what's actually trying to, like what toys they're trying to sell. So, and that's why the combiners would be the strongest. Or why one combiner would actually beat another, even when like Devastator, super robot, nobody can touch him, But then, then Starscream creates Bruticus. In the Starscream's Brigade episode, Bruticus goes and destroys Devastator, and then then Menace shows up and takes down Bruticus, and but some other time Menace would be destroyed by some other person, and it's crazy. So it's all about what they want the story to do and what toy they're trying to sell. It keeps it interesting. It really does. All right, so let's see. Optimus is Superman. Yeah, they even wear the same colors, don't they? Red and blue. I guess Superman has a little bit of yellow in there, and Optimus has more red. I guess unless you consider the cape of Superman's, but yeah, they're very very similar characters. Don't take Skyburst. I'll try not to take Skyburst. I took somebody's Skyburst the last time I opened some crystals. If Devastator was a Scramble City Combiner, he would have been weird. But if he was a Scramble City Combiner from the beginning, you wouldn't have known any different. Yeah, it is pretty interesting where he and actually Predaking too. Even though he's a 5-bot combiner, Predaking's not Scramble City either. The legs are the legs and the arms are the arms. I think you can switch arms and I think you can switch legs, but the legs are the legs and the arms are the arms. So. Foxy Bro, I haven't seen you before. Welcome. Wonder what will be the next combiner in the game. We just got these new ones, so there's no telling. Unless they come up with some weird combination, like say Galvatronus or Skyrain, who are in the Combiner Wars, or try to do some like Super Elita 1 combiner or something, which. Honestly, I hope they don't do, because I'd like to see the other ones. They are working on Defensor, because we've got Hotspot and First Aid in the game, but we're missing the rest of the team. And we're also working on Abominus, because we have Hunger in the game, but nobody else on the team. But key thing about Abominus is that whole team and that combiner is coming out in the Power of the Primes toy line, which is out now. So there's a very good chance that we'll be seeing Ripper Snapper and Sinner Twin, which they actually did get that name on the toy, and Blot and Cutthroat for the Decepticons over the next few months. And my guess is we'd also be seeing Blades and Streetwise, and I'm going to go with Groove. I'm going to say they'd actually make Groove part of Defensor as opposed to Rook at this point. That's my guess. Total guess. I have no inside knowledge or whatever, but just based on what I know of the combiners and the bots in the game, that's who I'm thinking who we're gonna do. Let's see. Tyler White, do you love Volcanicus? A lot of dynamite. They'd have to rename Strafe to Swoop. Yeah, if they bring in like the Technobots for Computron, that would be after Defensor almost certainly, because we've got 2 of the Protectobots already and none of the Technobots. So I think we'd be seeing Defensor coming in before we even start seeing any Technobots. Who would win, Metroplex or all the Autobots combined? Well, it depends on if one of the Autobots can get inside Metroplex. If they can get inside Metroplex, they could probably just hit the off switch. Because I'm pretty sure one of the episodes he did have an off switch. Actually, didn't Scourge get in there and steal one of his eyes? Yeah, for Unicron in Season 3, actually Scourge went in there and stole one of his eyes. But then he dropped it and broke it, and he had to go into Triptychon and steal one of his eyes for Unicron. That was a crazy episode. Royce Phelps saying you want Paddles and Skybite. I think they've pretty much said Paddles is a no-go. But Skybite, not many people have said anything about Skybite, and that would be an interesting thing if they wanted to go back to another Beast Wars, or I think he was Beast Machines character. So you might see Skybite. Who would win, Optimus or Nemesis Prime? I would say Optimus, because the good guys always win. But they would be very evenly matched. The times that, the times that they've been matched up, it's been a pretty close battle. Let's see. A great combiner would be a mixture of Starscream, Skywarp, Thundercracker, Viper, and Slipstream. Yeah, that would be interesting. Viper's a little too small, though. Viper is basically Power Glide size. But you know, with the mass shifting in Transformers, you know, he could grow, you know, be any size he needs to be, depending on depending on the situation. Like, for example, Astro Train in the movie. I mean, when he's transformed into a robot, he's roughly the same size as everybody else. But when they needed to get back to Cybertron, everybody gets inside him when he's a space shuttle. So it makes no sense. So just don't try to figure it out. Mass shifting, subspace, you know, that's, yeah. We do what we want. So, okay. Let's see. Ooh, are they going to bring in Sunstorm and Acid Storm? Probably not, because I'm not sure how many other. Well, I suppose they could, like if they did eventually get to the Technobots, because if they're going to bring in a jet for the Decepticons, there needs to also be a jet for the Autobots to bring in, so they can kind of match those abilities. And there's not many Autobot jets that are left that aren't in the game, except for like Strafe from the Technobots. So, I'm sitting here prattling on, and we got you know, more calls for replays. Do we got some more replays in here? Oh yeah, Red Alert's got a replay. Let's go take a look here, shall we? What do I think of the Dark Rodimus? He's awesome. Alright, so we got Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime and Slug and Springer and Strafe and Optimus Primal and Ratchet coming in here. Oh yeah, look at Optimus Primal's not jumping very well either. They are working on that. That was in the newsletter. I just didn't show it. I love that Rodimus Prime ability. That pairs really well with Elita 1, by the way. If you can send Elita 1 or any other bot, if you rush them in into the middle of a group there, and then hit that Rodimus Prime ability, oh, it'll tear it up. Oh, look at that strafe, just right through all of these defenses. Plus, you got all the shields on from Optimus Primal. Yes, very good. Oh, you popped Megatron and Nah. Uh-oh. Yeah, so see what I was saying about the mortar? You know, it's in there. I mean, yeah, it does. They're a little far away, so it is picking it up, but it's Strafe took it out, no problem. While standing on the ground. Haha. Oh, take that, Gnaw. That's what you get for betraying us and working for the Decepticons. Nice win. Hey, Zalon, how's it going, man? Fellow non-toxic gamer joining the stream here at the tail end. If anybody else likes watching videos, you can go and check out Zalon. He streams Dawn of Titans and also, what is it, the Shadow of War mobile for the it's like a Lord of the Rings game. So he does some really good streams. So go check out Zalon's channel. I just threw the link up there in the chat. Optimus Gamers, if you guys don't watch this defense replay, watch it. Okay, we'll watch it. Okay, so here's the defense from Optimus Gamer. He's got Breakdown and Drag Strip going in there. Yeah, they're just taking out that, and they can take out these little laser turrets, no problem, because gunners are outside the range of that. And now that that's clear, they dropped the rest of the team. They got brought in Barricade and Scourge and Shockwave and Megatron and Rampage. Went straight for that mortar. The other two guys are over there. Oh, there's a missile launcher's picked up the team. Oh, there's the laser. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's got Scourge in there trying to get all that stuff around your headquarters. Oh, but that laser is locked in on, who is that, Rampage. But oh, the Shockwave's trying to keep him alive. Looks like he's doing pretty good. Oh, the Star Saber hits Barricade and that laser's there. Oh, Shockwave's there to help out, but that other laser is on a Rampage. Lead a one, bang! Oh, those are a couple of good bots to have in your outpost. See how they stunned those guys over there? Alita's beating them up. The mortar hit him. Now Star Saber took care of Barricade, and looks like he got Shockwave too. Now he's over there helping out. Look at that. Oh, and that laser picked up on Breakdown. Uh-oh, Megatron took out Star Saber and Alita one. Now he's on the laser. That laser's on him too. Oh, and Megatron goes down. One left, and that was it. Victory for Optimus Gamer. Nice defense, buddy. That's a pretty good layout you got for your base, man. Okay, let's see. Tyler says you got a good replay somewhere in the chat. 3 Conehead Seekers. Yeah, the Coneheads, that's another one I said about, it's kind of the same thing I said about Sunstorm or Acid Storm. We need to bring those guys in, we would need to have some counterparts for the Autobot jets too. Oh, how about a new Gnaw event with a punch counter punch? Ooh, that's an interesting little idea. The interesting thing about that, though, in the cartoon, I believe he was portrayed mostly as an Autobot, and the Decepticon look was actually his disguise as an Autobot. So he wasn't actually a double spy. He was an Autobot who used that. And I love this story. It was actually the Transformers Collectors Club, because they put out a toy of Counter Punch in their latest subscription service. Not Punch Counter Punch, it was Counter Punch. And the way that the story went was he was an Autobot Punch, and he had this separate personality that he would go, and then he was a Decepticon for far too long that personality started to take over and actually messed with his Autobot personality, and then he ended up taking some damage. Somebody found out or something. He ended up taking some damage, so when he got repaired, they could only keep one personality, and by that point, the Counter Punch personality was stronger, so he became Counter Punch. So that story was really cool. I don't know if they have that still posted up somewhere, but if you can find it, it's an excellent story for the Transformers Collectors Club, which obviously is not a thing anymore, which is why it might not be posted. But it's a really good read. But yeah, it would be pretty cool having kind of like that dual bot for the same bot for both sides. Of course, with my luck, I'd be stuck with the 2-star for 10 years and never getting the 3 or 4-star. So, is Grimlock, Star Saber, and Ultra Magnus good outpost bots? Yes, those would be very good bots to have in your outpost. Star Saber just wanted to give Barricade a hug. Oh, he gave him the biggest hug ever. Optimus Primal versus Megatronus. Who would win? Like Megatronus? Like the Prime, like the ancient Prime Megatronus? I would think Megatronus would win. Actually, isn't that something that's going to happen in that Power of the Primes show that's coming out soon? Because I'm pretty sure I saw Megatronus in there and Optimus Primal showed up, so we might actually see that, and we'll find out who does win that. Okay, let's see. Tyler is saying, I hope they add different Dinobots like Age of Extinction Scorn on a timeline event or Last Night Grimlock. I don't think we'd be seeing them because I think they're sticking more with the G1 aesthetic here, although they did bring in some Beast Wars. But if you really think about it, Beast Wars is really kind of a continuation of G1 because they show up in the arc. You know, because it's set. The Beast Wars are set in the future, but somehow they get time traveled to the past. and saw all the Autobots and Decepticons in the Ark as they're crashed on a primitive Earth. So it is and Starscream showed up. It is within the G1 continuity. So the Beast Wars characters do fit in this game if you consider this a G1 style. The movie characters, not so much. That if you want that, I think you got to go to Forge to Fight, because I do know that they do cross continuities. And even Starsaber and Death Source, while they weren't in the American version of G1, they were in Japanese version, or at least a continuation. Was it Victory? I think it is a G1 styled continuity, I think. Punch Counter Punch was the one toy Jasper Hunt says he couldn't find as a kid. You know, I actually still have my Punch Counter Punch. He's in pretty decent shape too. Volcanicus versus Overlord, who wins? Don't know, but I think I think we'll see that in Power of the Primes as well too, because I saw that trailer and it looks pretty good. Haven't been a fan of that show all along, but the trailer looked pretty good. And I did see Volcanicus and Overlord in there. Don't know if they'll do battle, but you never know. Let's see. Where is Laser Prime from? Oh, yeah, good point. Good point. Good call. Laser Prime, I think, was G2, and of course, where was Armada Megatron from? Armada Megatron. What series could Armada Megatron have come from? Oh yeah, Armada. So yeah, I guess it's not entirely G1. So okay. So I take back what I said. Maybe we'll see some movie characters. I doubt it. But the fact that we have Armada Megatron and the basically G2 Laser Optimus, it's open to it. So, okay, what happens when all the different Optimuses meet? They chat, they talk, and they go and fight all of the Megatrons, I guess. Would they add in Infernicus? You mean like from the Last Night movie? I hope not. That guy was useless. He showed up for like 2 seconds. Optimus swung his sword one time, and they're all dead. So, but no, I don't see Infernicus showing up. All right, guys, it's a prime party. Oh yes, that when all the Optimuses meet, it's a prime party. Yep. Well, to steal Optimus Primal's catchphrase, that's just prime. All right, guys, I'm going to be signing off. It's been fun chatting with you, and we talked about the news. We saw me pull a 2-star Wheeljack from that bundle. I had no idea that was even possible, but it is. And then we saw some replays, talked about some Transformer stuff like we tend to do. But it's time to go ahead and hop off the stream. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified next time I go live or post a new video. I'll also have a playlist up there. You can watch any of the past videos and also a link to the NonToxic Gamers band channel so you can join in on the discussion. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. Thanks for watching.